Thinking back now to the summer of sport, the Olympics, the Paralympics, all that business. Jackie, here's the question. Sport England today, they're going to release what are called participation figures. So it's like weather, it's like precipitation. No, it's
participation.
The very thing.
The number of people getting involved.
People getting involved. Do you think more people have got involved, more people have got the sports bug because of the Olympics?
Yeah, I really do.
In what way?
Well, I think a lot of people might have got on their bikes and encouraged their kids to go on bikes. You know, you saw the medals they won on the track. It just seemed to be so easy. They just kept coming and coming.
Are they going to the leisure centres, do you think?
I reckon cycling might have gone up. I think lots of people wanted to row, didn't they? I mean, all my kids went, oh, I want to go rowing after that. They just got really kind of buzzed by everything that happened on the rowing lake. Yeah, I think they did. I think people will have been really inspired a generation. I think they did.
We're going to Abingdon. Abingdon is in Oxfordshire, I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, so you don't know. You have no clue.
I think it is.
I think it is
it is.
I know a woman who can tell us. That's Adele Robinson. Adele, what are you doing there? You're obviously not exercising, so tell us what you're there for.
No, I don't really want to pull on muscle, I don't want to risk it. But basically here there has been a surge in interest and in demand for so-called gym legacy memberships here and right across the country, according to this particular chain. And there's also been at this particularly large leisure centre in Oxfordshire a rise in the demand for certain sporting classes, so much so in fact that they've had to put more of them on. But the question is, as you've just been saying, the euphoria of the Olympics, how far has it been maintained? We'll be finding out from figures from Sporting England in less than an hour, but I've got a man here with me who's hopeful of those figures, John Oxley, who's Managing Director of Active Nation. So, John, across the country, you saw a difference in the summer with people taking up gym memberships and also classes. What sort of classes have they been taking up and has that been maintained?
It certainly has been maintained. It was a terrifically exciting summer, and I guess our job was to ensure that the legacy wasn't that we were just a great nation of TV watchers. We ran a campaign called Don't Spectate, Participate, and we've seen numbers increase right across the board.
And in what sort of classes?
Zumba is incredibly popular as ever, but a whole range of classes, and particularly suiting those who are new to sport and exercise, and that's been the most encouraging thing.
The question is, though, will it last? Because it's particularly difficult to maintain when the weather's frosty and snowy outside. No, we've had the floods recently.
Well, I rang this centre yesterday and it was heaving, so I was delighted that on the 5th of December yesterday we had huge numbers. I think it will continue, and it will only continue if we continue to show the sort of enthusiasm and the commitment to it that we have done so far. It's not about handouts or anything like that. It's about us doing something for the nation.
Okay, and just finally, do you believe that the Olympics really made a difference? Because these figures that we'll be finding out about in less than an hour, they're going to be really telling, aren't they, about whether or not people are really continuing to get involved in sport?
They will be telling. I'm always a little nervous about figures. We can only do what we can do in our organisation, and we've certainly seen a terrific increase in things and terrific response from communities right across the country. So that'll do for me.
Okay, thanks very much for your time, John.
Thank you.
Well, as you can tell, it's busy here and it's quite early on a weekday, but the expectation is, as you've heard there, that the figures will be positive, that they will show a rise, a continued, maintained rise in people participating in sport, and I suppose it will show whether or not that so-called legacy is in the process of continuing to be made.
Record numbers of people in England are taking part in sport. It's thought they have been inspired by the Olympic Games. Figures released by Sport England in the last few moments show 15.5 million people over the age of 16 now play a sport or are involved in a sport at least once a week. It's gone up by 1.57 million since the London Olympic and Paralympic bid in 2005. The biggest increase has been amongst women, with 500,000 taking up a sport, and that's within the last year. The Sky's Adele Robinson is at the White Horse Leisure Centre in Abingdon in Oxfordshire. Adele.
Yes, those figures come as no surprise here. As you can see, there's mostly women playing badminton here, and this particular leisure centre in Oxford has seen a surge in the demand for classes such as badminton, tennis, and of course swimming. Here with me at the moment is a former GB badminton player and now sports coach Julie Bradbury. Julie, 750,000 more people getting involved in sport over the last year. no surprise to you. Have you noticed a difference as a coach?
Yeah, definitely. Here at the White Horse, we have many inquiries every week for juniors and adults wanting to play tennis and badminton. So for us, it's fantastic as a leisure and tennis centre.
And there's been a surge since the Olympics.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, when the Olympics was on, we were so quiet here. But then since the Olympics finished, we've had a lot of new people coming in and a lot of inquiries, which is great.
Thank you very much. Just quickly, we have Nick Jones over here, the only man playing badminton here today. Mostly women getting involved in sport. Does that surprise you?
No, not really.
You've noticed a difference?
Yeah, big difference since the Olympics. It's sort of motivated people to come along.
And how's the Olympics inspired you?
Oh, it was just brilliant. I just wish I was in my 20s, but yeah,
it's motivated you to come out despite the weather?
Oh, to keep healthy, yeah. Yeah, you can't beat it. It's a really good game.
OK, thanks very much for your time, Nick.
Thanks.
Yeah, so there's been a rise, particularly in women, as you can see here. 500,000 it's been increased by. So no surprises when you look around here. And it seems the euphoria of the Olympics is that momentum has been maintained, and they're set to keep on their target of that legacy of getting more people in the host city than any other host city getting involved in sport.
Adele Robinson is at the White Horse Leisure Centre in Abingdon in Oxfordshire, where we expect her to actually pick up a racket. Adele.
Unfortunately, there isn't a racket around, otherwise I would, but as you can see, it's pretty busy here. These are courts that are usually fully booked out during the week, and they've seen a surge in a demand. Like the rest of sporting classes here, try not to get hit by a ball, 750,000 more people this year than last year are taking part in sport, a record number, which, as I said, there's no surprise here. Here with me is Nick Elliott, Director of Tennis.
Hi.
Hi. So it's mostly women, but have you noticed a difference, particularly off the back of triumphs such as Andy Murray?
Yeah, we have. We've got more juniors on our programme. We've got a big waiting list of particularly under-8s who are looking to play. Our adult programme is thriving, as you can see from these 4 behind us who are playing spectacular tennis this morning. So yeah, we're really pleased with 2012. It's been a fantastic year.
I mean, some sports are down. There's a third of sports, and that's being put down to the weather. It's a bit different for you here because it's indoors. But do you see that there is a challenge to keep the interest, to keep that momentum going from the Olympics?
There's definitely a challenge, and that's where places like us really can help out. There's more and more facilities like this now in the UK. We've been open for 10 years, and a lot of people have been able to play through the winter, whereas before that they just weren't able to.
OK, thank you very much. We'll just have a quick with Mary. Take you away from your game, hope you don't mind.
No, that's fine.
So mostly it's women getting involved in sport. Over the last year there's been a big surge. That's something you've noticed?
Yes, I think so. More younger women seem to be playing tennis, as well as people in my age group. Yeah.
And how has the Olympics, maybe particularly tennis, inspired you?
Oh, it's brilliant seeing Murray winning gold and Laura Robson, Heather Watson all doing really, really well. Big inspiration, especially for younger people.
And more motivation, I suppose, as well, with the bad weather to get in?
Yes, yes, why not? The weather's usually awful, so we're lucky to have these wonderful indoor courts.
OK, thanks very much for your time, Mary. So there's been people getting involved in sport, but as I said, a third of sports are down as well, and that's mostly outdoor sports like being put down to the wall this summer.
OK, Adele, thanks very much indeed.
Well, Adele Robinson is at the White Horse Leisure Centre in Abingdon in Oxfordshire. Adele, it's pretty chilly outside. It's not deterring those of you under cover where you are, though.
No, it's not. They've seen a rise in sports such as tennis, Olympic sports in particular. 750,000 of us are taking part in sport, more than a year ago. 5% rise, and that's good progress, say Sport England, for their target of getting more people into sport. We've got here with us a budding young tennis player, George Slater. Sorry to interrupt your game there. More people are getting into sport, and they're saying it's because of the Olympics. Just take me through what impact the Olympics had on you.
The Olympics had an impact on me, like just to make me play better, go higher for goals and achievements.
So you're aiming higher now, yeah. and who's that down to? Any particular heroes?
Oh, like Roger Federer.
Roger Federer, about Andy Murray?
And Andy Murray.
So what is your goal now?
Oh, well, I want to be able to go to university in Florida, tennis university, and then go from there.
Okay, thank you very much. Good luck with it. I'm sure you do well. So it's people like George that Sport England are trying to target to inspire a generation. However, the statistics out today show that a third of sports are down in participation, such as cricket. They're putting that down to bad weather. But there are other indoor sports such as table tennis and squash, which at the moment we're unsure as to why they're down.
Adele, thanks very much.
Britain's Olympic success this summer has inspired a record number of people to take up sport. 750,000 more adults are now playing sport at least once a week compared to a year ago, with cycling, swimming and athletics enjoying a real surge in popularity. Sky's Adele Robinson reports.
Wendy plays badminton twice a week. Inspired by the London Games, she took up the sport a year before and she's been playing ever since.
I think the Olympics were motivating, they were fantastic, and the Paralympics were just, they were awe-inspiring. I think they really, to watch those kids, young people and men and women get out and do what they were doing was brilliant.
More than 500,000 women have taken up sport in the last year, with a record number overall of male and females participating. Figures up to October this year show that 15.5 million of us played a sport once a week or more. That's an increase of 750,000, or 4.8% compared to last year. 2/3 of sports are up, and the biggest winner is cycling, with 200,000 taking it up.
I always knew that if you had a fantastic opportunity to expose young people to sport, and sport at the very highest level, you would get an impact.
The end of the closing ceremony saw the final chapter in a summer of sporting success. The challenge now is to keep the momentum of Olympic euphoria ongoing and sporting inspiration alive. Adele Robinson, Sky News.